Hey everyone, my name is Gilad and I'm product manager here in Bridgecrew by Prisma Cloud. And today I want to talk with you on one of the coolest addition that we are now having in our platform, which is having your tagging strategy mapped to infrastructure as a code tag rules that enables you to define and enforce across all cloud resources the best strategy that you want to find for your cloud resource management. So first of all, why this issue is so important? The thing is that you know that this involvement board and that working in a very high pace, resources tend to be created all the time, and it makes it much harder to security teams and DevOps teams and IT teams to track all the resources that are created, the ownership of those, the cost allocation of those, and such issues are usually being dealt with having a best tagging strategy. In order to do that, there are some tools that do it directly in your runtime environment, or people do it manually. But we here to offer something a bit different, because if I want to have some rules that are enforced across all the clouds, and I want to have it flawless and automated, and only thing that I need to do just to define it in the best way that I can do. So maybe the right approach will be go straight to the infrastructure as a code templates, and then tag these resources once they are created or already exist, based and tag them based on tag rules that you consider as the best practice for your organization. So in order to do that, we in Bridgecrew developed an open source called Your several months back, that it actually does it in the most easiest way. The idea is that we offered some out of the box tag rules that you can use it for your own benefits, and you can define which repositories you want it to be applied, and you can also customize your org tag rules and have it in the way that you find relevant for your needs. So the idea is that up until now we have it as part of your the open source of ours, but today we are announcing having it part of our platform, which is pretty amazing. So I want to discuss first what you can do with Bridgecrew tagging management rules, and then to walk you through on defining a custom tag rule that I hope may help you to have a better strategy enforced across all repository that you want it to be. So let's go straight to one of the coolest things that Bridgecrew can offer you automatically, which is having traceability tags. So Bridgecrew creates a UUID that it's under a tag that we call your trace, and it enables you to do the basic linkage between a build template to a runtime resource once it's deployed. So it's pretty easy. You can see that here we have our incidents page, and we can see that we have the resource explorer that shows the tagging that it has, and we have this your trace. So the idea is once this your trace was added to an IaC templates, so we use this piece of information to link it after the deployment of such resource in your runtime environment. And once we have that that linkage, we can do several stuff. I think the two important ones are first to see the traceability across all the platform. As you can see here, we see that we have this violation around security groups that is not allowing SSH for that security group. And what we can also see that it's traced, which means that we have a built-in template that created these resources. So instead of trying to fix it on the runtime or suppress it or having different actions, we can do something else. We can actually click on a view in project, which is our built-in page. And once we click on view, we can see the exact error that creates that runtime incident. So instead of treating the issue in runtime, we can do it directly in our build time environment, which is pretty amazing. So this is one thing that we can do with the traceability tag. The other thing, which I think it's pretty obvious, is having one of the most important and urgent issues that we are now facing in the world of build and run developments, which is drift detection. So using this your trace, you can see that we have on the right, we have the runtime resources, and on the left, we have the built-in template that we associate between the two using this your trace capability. So in this case, you can see that we have this S3 bucket that in the runtime is also more configuration items that are not documented and deployed as it should be in the built-in version. So user can just click on fix drift, and once you click it and then submit it, it will open the pull request for his repository, and then this change can be implemented in the relevant Terraform file, which is pretty cool. So this is the traceability tab, which is something that Bridgecrew offers automatically, and you don't need to do anything besides of just enabling it. So I'm going to show you how we can do it, and then we can also cover our custom tag rule that we can create based on existing tags or based on other out-of-the-box tag rules that are defined by your and Bridgecrew. So let's talk about your trace. So first of all, when we want to have to reach the management of tagging for the IaC in Bridgecrew platform, we can do it in two ways. We can go to that page of project screen that is actually show you all your projects across all integration that you have for VCS or CI/CD tools, and then we allows you to navigate between different repositories and look at in case of VCS integration, also to look at merge request or pull request and commits, and then to spot which errors do you have and which misconfiguration that you have, and in most cases also to fix them by creating a pull request directly to your repository. And then the only thing you just need to do is just to review it and decide to merge it or not. In most cases, people do merge. So in our projects page, this is one context that the user can look at. In other context is from the resource inventory, because as we mentioned, the asset management is one of the largest usage for having a best tagging strategy. So from resource inventory, you can click on manage tags, and then you will see this tagging management window. And you can also do it from project screen by just clicking manage tags from the menu here on the right. So let's talk about that tag rules area. So we have, as I mentioned, two types of tagging rules that are exist in Bridgecrew. So the first one is having it for out-of-the-box policies, tag rules, sorry. And the second one is for custom ones. So as I mentioned, for traceability tag, which is your trace, user can decide to disable this rule if he doesn't want it to be enforced, and you can also edit it. For out-of-the-box tag rules, what the user can actually do is just to decide to which repositories he wants this rule to be associated with, and then it will create the pull request for that repository, each default branch scanning. And another thing that you can do is to create your own tag rules. So when you click on add a tag rule, you will have this form that you just need to fill. You need to define which repositories you want to apply it. Let's say I choose these two. I want to have the ownership tag. Define which team owns the resource. And in Bridgecrew, the way it works that we already tagged all our resources with other your out-of-the-box tag rules that are Git based, which means that we can have this Git blame data, and to have more data to associate the resource with the file it came from, the folder, the repository, and also have all the modifiers that use that attached with specific templates. And using that piece of information, we can have cool logics around ownership, cost allocation, and etc. So in this case, we have this ownership tag, and I want to look at our previous tagging, which is Git modifier, as you can see here. So I will check Mike, that is a part of team 1, and I will add also another team member from team 2. Let's check another user of Mike, another Mike. And then what I can see that first of all, we have a calculation that for the current status of how many resources will be tagged based on this tagging rule. And once I will apply it in the next scan, all resources of Terraform and CloudFormation will be evaluated. And then based on the logic that I just creating, it will create a pull request, and so I will be able to merge it or not. You can see that we have different values that we can have for a single key based on existing tags, but we can also have a default value, which means that I don't want to, if I have a use case that I have several teams and I want to tag all the rest of the teams, all the rest of the resources with a different value that we can then not allocated, which means that in that way, I can spot all the resources that we don't have the data of which was the last person that touched this code, and then maybe to treat it in another way. So once as I mentioned, once I'll click save, I'll be able to just to create the rule, and it will be enforced if it's enabled, like you can see here, for each default branch scan that it will have in the future. So let's look at one of the custom rules that my teammates already created for a repository. So we can see that we have this existing tag rule, and now I just clicked on edit because I wanted users to, I want you to see how it was defined. So in this case, my teammate defined that for an env key, it will have prod or dev options. So in this case, as I mentioned, we have this default value that is will tag all resources that are not comply with these existing tags, that then it will be tagged with prod. So in such cases, it will be tagged with dev. And as you can see, it's something that it was already saved. I can also, by the way, clone it and delete it if I want to. But I want to show you that after she defined it, I can see that in my or her repository, I already have this pull request opened for our use. So you can see that we have the information regarding the pull request. And you can see here that the files were changed accordingly to what the rule that we wanted to enforce. So in this case, we can see that the default value was enforced because the logic wasn't comply with other resources, that so it will be tagged as prod. Another thing we can see that it's really easy just to review it and just to merge it. And once it merged, I can see that the other resources were previously tagged by your tag rules out of the box ones. I think we covered most of the thing. You can also review in case that you have a description that you already inserted once you define the policy, the tag rules, excuse me. You can see it here, which is pretty cool. And the values that were implemented, the records that it will be relevant to them. And that's it. I think it's a really powerful tool that enables you to have a better way to manage your strategy when it comes to tagging your cloud resources, because it's, first of all, you won't deploy any resources without this specific tagging strategy. And it also can be enforced across all the clouds in a very simple way. So I think it's something that you should try. We have documentation for this, of course. It is also attached to this blog and video. And that's it. Have a great day, and see you soon in our platform. Bye-bye.